Hey guys, this is Kitsune. I am, I am back to do another vlog, which is not a reaction, by the way. I watched this video, or this direct, on my own, and basically, so I was gonna react to it, but then I decided, when I was hearing like negative reviews about it, I thought, alright, well, I guess I'll just watch it on my own. And, shock of all shock, once again, I actually enjoyed this direct, even though there were some things that I didn't really care about, but there was also a lot of things that I actually did find interesting, whether they were actually games I would pick up myself, or just ones that I would be like, no, it looks cool. If I ever had the chance to play it, would give it a shot, but currently it's just not on my radar, you know? There's a few things I wanted to talk about, and the main ones being, I have a list, actually. But, I will say the Ender's Magolia looks interesting. Again, it's not a game I would pick up, but it looks interesting. And then the other one, I would say, like, kind of on my radar, but I'm probably not going to pick it up, would be this one right here that's being shown on the screen. And, well, actually, the unicorn one, I would never touch, actually. This game just doesn't interest me at all. Maybe it's fun to play, I don't know, but this this is the one I'm excited for, because I've been wanting Monster Hunter Stories 1 on the Switch for the longest time, ever since 2 came out. So this is like one of the things that made me like giggle with glee, and I am so hyped. I'm so glad I waited, because that means I could play this game for my channel, and then play the sequel later on, which I already own the sequel one, and I have the one on 3DS, but I don't know how to play it on 3DS by emulation, because I'd rather do it legally. And Epic Mickey is another game where I'm just like, I'm on the fence about it. I'm probably not going to pick it up at all, but I do remember back in the day when people were talking about this game, but I believe during this era of game, I was busy like getting an education, and I didn't really have a lot of money to be like splurging on brand new games. So a lot of the games I did pick up were like the bargain bin $10 to $5 games, you know? And one of them actually happened to be Tulip, which I'm glad I was searching in the bargain bin, because that game is really fun. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna get Epic Mickey. Also, I also remember people complaining about this game not being fun or broken or something like that, but that could be certain ports, and I'm a little concerned about Disney recently and being good with quality. So that's a huge pass for me. Now this, though, Atlas is always good at Atlas. It pisses me off so much. I've already talked to my friends about this multiple times, and like, I don't know. There's so many other games they could be porting to the Switch instead of doing this, which is basically taking an existing property that already exists, adding DLC to it, and then being like, it's a new game now. It's really frustrating though, because like there's so many other games they could be porting right now instead of doing this little practice of theirs. And yeah, that's really all I could complain about. It's just a huge shame. There's so many games I would want, like especially if I had to pick the Dancing All Night series. I want that on the Switch. I don't know why it hasn't come to the Switch. Those are perfect games for it. And like, I would also really like Devil Survivor, because that's a game I actually really enjoyed playing on the DS back in the day. That was another game I actually picked up that was technically a bargain bin game, but like not too bad a price. It was a little bit more than my range, but I splurged, loved it. It was great to play on commute drives, and yeah. God, this game is giving me flashbacks. I don't know why. It's freaking South Park 3D. I think it's because it's making me think of the Nintendo 64 game back in the day where you were like throwing, I think it was like snowballs at turkeys, and this is just giving me like basically more flashbacks of that, because that game was awful. I don't know how this one's gonna hold up. It looks fine. I'm most likely not gonna pick it up, but it just, I had to mention it just because it's so funny, you know? Whatever. Anyway, then there's also Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble, which again looks interesting. Also very insane with the multiplayer having up to like, I think it was 16 players. Oh my god, that's like too many. But it looks like it'd be a good fun time with friends and stuff like that. But for me, most of my friends are like online anyway. Most of my friends have moved away, and like It's just not really a game. I don't think it's a game for me, honestly. I still need to play the copy that I do own to see if I even like the series. But I don't know. Maybe one day. This is probably going to be a huge pass for me. But it's a good. Then there's also World of Goo, which is another basically classic game that I'm aware of. I do remember when it was advertised way back when, though I kind of wonder whatever happened. Was it originally released on the Wii or was it actually on the Switch? I can't remember. It's been so long ago. But it was also a game I never played, but I heard lovely things about it. But I will say, one of the epic things that was announced on this direct that got me extremely hyped after the whole Monster Hunter Stories port is the fact that we finally got a release date for Fantasy Life I. Because that's another game I've been really excited about. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more level 5 content, clearly, because I do love a lot of level 5 games, including some classics like Dark Cloud, as well as recent games like Yokai Watch. I do really wish we would get an announcement for Yokai Watch 4 one day, but who knows if we're ever going to get it. But on the plus side, at least we got a release date for Fantasy Life, because this is a game I never actually played on the original 3DS, though I do own, and I'm just looking really forward to it, especially if it does have online multiplayer, so me and Crow could actually play this game together, and that is hype for me, you know? I'm just like, man, make this a thing, please. But we're most likely going to be playing this game, the original, I should say, first, as a stream. I don't know if it's going to be like a full Let's Play, basically, series or not, or we're just going to do like a one-time experience and then just call it a day, and then wait for this one to come out. But now that we know that it's coming out in October, we have a little bit more like wiggle room of when we could get around to it. So that's a plus. I love it. Then there's also another Crab's Treasure. Again, looks interesting. I'm actually kind of curious about it. I really like the design. It's really cute. I don't know if I will pick it up or not, but I do appreciate the creativity. I don't know if it's a port of something that was originally on another console or what, or if it's like already out somewhere else. I've never heard of this game until just now, but hey, it looks cute. I like it. And of course, then there's Suika game, which I'm more looking forward to when they add online multiplayer than the local versus gimmick that they have right now. Because right at this moment, again, I don't really have anybody to play locally. So once it becomes online, me and Shi are probably going to be playing this game a bit. I don't know for how long, but maybe every now and then, you know, you never know. Then there's also Pocket Card Jockey, Right On. Originally I was going to just kind of like pass on this game until Crow mentioned that it's solitaire. And like, god damn it, I enjoy solitaire. There's something about solitaire that I've always found like relaxing. I don't know how relaxing it would be for a jockey horse game, but hey, I'm always willing to give it a shot, you know? I love the design. I've seen this series multiple times on Nintendo consoles, but never picked them up before. But I might just pick up this one, actually. Now, the other thing that I was really excited about was the announcement of Snufkin Melody of Moominvalley. Mostly because Moominvalley is like a series that I got into, I think back in, oh god, what was it, 2017? Somewhere around there. And I just fell in love. I was so obsessed with the series to the point that I actually collected the books. I got I got all the 90s DVDs that I could find. And even one of the Blu-rays for Moominvalley, the more recent version that just came out back in, I think, 2017. But it doesn't really matter because it is region locked and it's a Blu-ray, so I just got it just to get it because I was really enjoying the series of when I was watching it. So don't worry about it. Point is, I love Snufkin. Snufkin's like one of my favorite characters from this series, and the fact that I already was aware of this game coming out on Steam made me kind of mixed because I'm not a big PC gamer, and I just wanted to play the game on a more console I'm more comfortable with, basically. And now that I know it's actually coming onto the Switch, I'm so glad I waited because I am going to get that game day one, honestly. It looks so relaxing. I love that it's centered on Snufkin and it has like little bye there. It looks so fun. It's a very relaxing game though, so I don't know if people would really like it a lot, but I appreciate it a lot. Another highlight would be, it's not really a big highlight for me, but the Rareware collection for the Nintendo systems. I'm definitely not going to be like involved with these games at all because they're not my type of game, but the fact that they added them on there at all is neat. I like that. I like them always adding more games, so it makes it more worth your time to have the online app, basically. Another thing to mention is the Endless Ocean Luminous. which is definitely a game that Crow loves. Which I'm probably lying, he hates that type of game. But my point is, though, I've never played Ocean, or Endless Ocean, ever. However, I'm probably not going to pick this game up either. But I do really like the way it looks. The concept of, like, just exploring the ocean with people that you could play with as well. It's a really good concept. I don't know how much I would enjoy it myself, but it does make me think of those, like, old screensavers where you just, like, watch the ocean from there on your screen when the computer's in rest mode. So it got, like, this weird nostalgicness to it, even though I've never played the game before, which I like. I like that a lot. One thing I will talk about, though, is the Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes, which was shown on the Japanese Direct instead of the American one, even though we are still getting this game as well. It's a successor, basically, to the Suikoden series, which I enjoyed a lot, especially Suikoden 2. And while I would really want them to finish working on freaking porting those games, 1 and 2, which they did promise they were going to do, I'm very looking forward to this release of this game, because I mean, if it sells very well, maybe we'll go at 1 and 2 ASAP. But it looks really fun. I love the colors. It's a lot better than the freaking Unicorn Overlord in, like, art design for me. I love the shark people. I love the animated girl people. I love how the roofs go from, like, kind of a boring brown to a colorful, multicolored, like, fairy tale setting. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. It looks great, alright? I really like it. I'm really looking forward to it. It's coming out really soon, actually. And I already have my copy pre-ordered. I am excited to play that game. Though, I don't know how I'm going to play it for my channel. If I'm going to do a Let's Play or a stream. Or if I'm just going to play it on my own. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do that. I don't know. I was going to say I don't care, but I actually do care. And then another thing I was going to mention is this game that's popping up right on your screen right this very moment, which was for the Japanese 3DS, Japanese Direct only, which I don't know what it's actually called because it's Japanese, but I do know it says new RPG free. That's not very helpful, I know, but it does look like a mix between Tomodachi Life, My Sims, Street Pass kind of thing, and I don't know, like, I really like the look of it. I don't know if it would be actually fun or not. It kind of looks pretty chaotic, but I do like this type of game, so I just want to show it because maybe you didn't watch the Japanese Direct and you might want to know what type of games I'm interested in. That might be one of them, actually. I also did include this bonus for Story of Season. Well, I'm just gonna call it Picross. It looks really hard to pronounce, but it's basically a Picross game with Story of Season current characters and stuff like that. So, like, anything from the Story of Season series, not Harvest Moon, but Story of Season, will be included in this game. I do like the design of it. I've already had my copy pre-ordered. It's going to be coming out on the 27th on the Switch, though I think it said the 26th for Steam. So I don't know why there's a weird delay there, but it's coming out very soon. I'm looking forward to getting to play it. It's definitely a niche title, I will say. I can understand a lot of people passing this one, but I do like these type of puzzle games, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hours out of it, especially now that I got something new to play. But I just wanted to include this because I thought it was kind of weird that they didn't include this in the Partnership Direct, because, like, it's perfect for it. I don't know why they didn't. But what I saved for last was the announcement for Mother 3 coming out on the online app. Currently, it is Japanese only, which I'm not surprised about, honestly. I mean, when is it not, right? But I will say, it does give me hope that we might see it on our side, because they did the same thing with Harvest Moon. I think it was the Nintendo 64 version that didn't come out originally when they announced it on the Japanese Direct, but we did get it later on ours. And I believe, my concern that it wasn't going to come out because of copyright due to the whole Marvelous versus Natsume thing, but we still got it. So I'm crossing my fingers. We're still going to get Mother 3 at some point, because it is there. It's right across the corner where I can just, like, boot it up on my Switch, because I do have a Japanese account. But I know there's some people out there who probably still think, oh, it's never going to be translated, it's never going to happen. I think it will happen, it's just when. Because part of the issue was always, like, I believe rating, so selling it to a mass market like that, I understand being a little bit more difficult, but if they have it on an online app where they already have some high rating like video games, like what was it called, Alone in the Dark or whatever, but if they have it there, it's already there, it's like it's already accessible. You don't have to worry about like the rating because the rating is on the game, therefore then they don't have to worry about how many copies they're going to sell because it's freaking there. So if that's a problem, it ain't a problem no more because they got it right there. Now if they try to do like a limited run game, what they did with Fire Emblem, then maybe it'd be more of like worth your while, but who knows, you never know. I would like to see it though. But in the meantime, that's basically all I really had to say about this direct. Again, there's a lot of things I could talk about, and I've already spent like almost 18 minutes rambling about the things I like out of 19 games that I thought were either interesting or definitely up my alley. So not a bad direct, totally not a bad direct, especially the Japanese one. There's a lot of like cool little scissor reels here and there, but yeah. So there's enough that I think was worth your while, but I understand how some people might not be interested in it. But I mean, that's their problem that they were expecting something a little bit more, especially considering this is a partnership direct, not a Nintendo direct, which is completely different things. You're not going to be seeing any like Zelda or Mario announcements, which people were like demanding for that, even though it says it's a partnership showcase. I mean, come on, wake up, people. But seriously, it is what it is. We got it, and I'm happy with it. Am I looking forward to the Pokemon presentation? I have no idea. The last couple of Pokemon ones have been kind of like lackluster. Not terrible, but like nothing really worth the time of waking up early to watch, which I didn't wake up early to watch this anyway. I watched it after the fact, but hey, I had work that day, so until then, bye bye.